My hair got really brittle and it felt fried and dry. In terms of preserving the color without re-dyeing your hair every 5 seconds like I do, but my dyed hair absolutely hates. Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Heyyy. Today I wanted to do a long-awaited video, kinda sorta. A video basically going over the things that I wish I had known before dyeing my hair ginger, or dyeing your hair in general, but for me more specifically dyeing my hair ginger. So I have some notes on my phone, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. The first thing that I will say that I wish I had known before dyeing my hair is that your hair will dye your nails every time you style it. So if you have white, right now I have blue, but if you have white nails and you've dyed your hair ginger, just be prepared that every time you retwist or braid or style your hair and you like have your hair wet in any capacity, whether it's adding a leave-in conditioner or lightly spritzing it and then you like are handling it with your hands, just know that the hair color itself will stain the white. I've had this happen to me a couple of times where I did my hair and then after I finished and my nails dried, they turned like this beigey color. So that's something to keep in mind. As well as dyeing your nails, your hair will also dye your towels and your clothing. Whenever your hair is wet, it will bleed. Like the color itself will bleed out of your hair. So whenever I wash my hair and I first got out the shower, my hair color itself bleeds onto my towels, and if I'm wearing a light colored shirt, the hair color will transfer over to the shirt. So keep that in mind. As of now, I'm planning on getting a darker colored towel, maybe like dark blue or black. Something just a bit darker so that the orange doesn't appear so contrasting with the white, because I currently use a white towel. As well as if you're going to wet your hair or if it's wash day, just wear something you don't really care about or wear a really dark colored shirt. And I've noticed that the color does wash out, but if you continuously have your hair bleed onto that product, it won't wash out completely after a while. So with my towel, it washed out the first 2 times, but after the 3rd time of me using that same towel after washing my hair and the color bleeding onto it, the towel is like permanently stained now, unless I bleached it. But there are like pieces of clothes that you don't want to bleach or else you risk ruining the pieces themselves. So when you first get out the shower or when you're styling your hair, just wear a really dark colored shirt. As well as with your pants, you wouldn't realize how much leakage you get when doing your natural hairstyles or re-wetting it or reapplying product until you've dyed your hair, because you can literally see the color spots everywhere. So whenever I do my hair or it's wet, I wear a dark top and dark bottoms, or I just wear something I don't really care about dye getting on possibly. So keep that in mind. If you are going to wet your hair and leave the house, try to wear black or dark colors. I would avoid white t-shirts at all costs because you will risk the hair color bleeding onto the collar of your shirt as well as the shirt itself with any light colored shirt. So keep that in mind. The second thing that I wish I'd known before coloring my hair is that color fades really fast, or more specifically ginger red. They fade really fast, and when they fade they turn into this like brassy muted color that I personally don't really like. If you don't have a problem with it, then this won't bother you, but I personally don't like the color that it fades to, and I try to preserve this gingery coppery color for as long as possible. So with that being said, when you've dyed your hair ginger, you want to avoid washing it as much as possible. If you used to wash your hair once a week, try stretching it to washing it every 1.5 weeks to 2 weeks. I currently wash my hair like every 2 weeks or 2.5 if I'm not doing anything and like going outside. So try to stretch the time in between your washes for as long as possible. I mean, if your hair smells, like if you go to the gym and stuff like that, I can understand you needing to wash your hair more often than other people, but if you can try to prolong the time in between your washes, that will really help preserve the color. So in terms of preserving the color without re-dyeing your hair every 5 seconds like I do, what I've switched to doing is whenever I wash my hair, not every single time, like every other time I wash my hair, I'll go in with 2 products. So I will go in with the Adore Cajun Spice as well as the Adore Orange Blaze. I mix these 2 colors together with a bit of deep conditioner, and I'll just let it sit in my hair for like maybe 30 to 45 minutes, and that really helps maintain my hair color. And if I'm not going in with those two, I got this from Amazon. I'll link it down below. It's the, what is this called? Color conditioner. So I believe you use this in place of shampoo, so it's kind of like a co-wash, but it has the ginger color in it. So it's not a dye or anything, so you don't have to worry about damaging your hair any further. It's just depositing the color back into the hair itself. I really like this one. The only thing with this one to keep in mind is that each time you use this, I'll show you up close, each time you use it, it gets darker and darker. So if we're starting here, then you'll eventually get to here as well as here. So I tend to alternate between using this and using this to try to keep like this shade of ginger red copper that I have going on. So that's the second thing. The third thing is that depending on your hair, you may or may not experience a new protein sensitivity. With me personally, I don't really remember what my hair was like before, or like the official name for it, but before I could do a protein mask once a month and my hair absolutely loved it. I would do a protein mask and I would do a moisturizing mask. Now I try to do a protein mask and my hair absolutely hated it. My hair got really brittle and it felt fried and dry, and like I guess I experienced protein overload. So you want to keep an eye on that and see how your hair reacts to it. I personally left the protein mask on for like 45 minutes, which is what I used to do before dyeing my hair, but now I don't even think I would mess around with a protein mask. I think I'm going to strictly stick with moisturizing masks. Okay, sorry if the camera looks a bit different. My battery died, so I had to switch it out. But I was talking about the protein masks and protein products in general. Be wary of, or at least depending on how your hair reacts to them, you want to be careful with protein, because then you'll have really brittle hair and you could possibly experience breakage. I experienced the protein overload right before the third time I dyed my hair. So with me dyeing my hair again, the dyeing chemicals themselves like broke down that protein overload that I experienced, and now my hair feels back to normal. I don't plan on doing a protein mask anytime soon. I don't know if I will ever do a protein mask again. Maybe like if my hair grows out and I decide to like stop dyeing it, then I would go back to it, because I know that my virgin hair really likes protein masks, but my dyed hair absolutely hates protein masks. It loves moisturizing masks but not protein masks. And with that being said, you want to be careful with protein shampoos, protein conditioners, and protein deep conditioners or leave-ins. So just keep that in mind. You want to keep an eye out for those types of things, because your dyed hair may be more susceptible to experiencing protein overloads. Okay, moving on to the fourth thing. This is really dependent on how fast your hair grows. I knew my hair grew somewhat fast before I dyed my hair, but I didn't realize until after I dyed my hair how fast my hair actually does grow. And that's because with having a ginger hair color, you can immediately see your new growth, and once you like see your new growth, you know how much hair you're growing in a certain amount of time. So with that being said, I personally experienced seeing my roots. The fastest I saw it since I've started dyeing my hair was 3 days after I dyed my hair. I could see my roots, like my new growth growing out. So you will experience your roots being grown out very shortly after you've dyed your hair. That is again to say that if your hair grows slower, you may not experience this as soon, versus if your hair grows even faster, you may experience this even faster than some other people. So keep that in mind. And with that being said, me personally, I don't plan on touching up my roots until like maybe once every 3 months or 2 months. I'm really gonna like do touch and go between the 2 or the 3 months, but I don't plan on dyeing my roots every single month. I think that's just too much for me personally. I don't mind the roots. I've achieved the color that I was going for, so I'm not like too keen on processing my hair more than is needed now that I've achieved this color. And my roots process really quickly, so every 2 to 3 months is okay for me. So just keep that in mind for when you plan on re-dyeing your roots and when you schedule that in, because I've noticed that since dyeing my hair, it's a bit more upkeep than my hair was before. Like, you notice things way more now that your hair is dyed than you did before your hair was dyed, if that makes sense. Alright, moving on to, I believe this is the fifth thing. is that you need to moisturize your hair. You need to moisturize your hair so much. My hair just drinks up all the product now. Before I dyed my hair would just let the product sit on top of it and not really be affected by the products or anything like that. But now my hair absolutely loves product, and my hair, if I don't spritz it with water in like every 2 days, my hair gets super duper dry, and I can feel it like with the texture itself. So I moisturize my hair all the time now. I use so many moisturizing products, so many leave-ins, so many oils. I actually made this oil concoction thing that my hair absolutely loves, and I feel like it's making my hair grow faster. So I'm kind of like in a love-hate relationship with this oil thing that I make, because I love how much my hair has reacted to it in such a positive way, but then it's making my hair grow pretty fast, so I'm not able to enjoy my full head of hair without seeing my roots grow as I was before using it. So yeah, just moisturize your hair as much as possible. I don't know what other people do when they go in the shower at night, but for me, I don't wear a shower cap or anything, because I like the steam to get into my hair and to like refresh it. No matter what hairstyle I have, I always do that, unless it's straightened, of course, then I wear a shower cap. But just try to let your hair get as much moisture as possible. Even if before you go to sleep you spritz it with a little bit of water and like run a little bit of leave-in conditioner throughout your hair will love that. So moisturize, because if you don't moisturize your hair after you've dyed it, you're more prone to experiencing breakage, which we all want to avoid, because we want to keep our hair healthy and luxurious. So moisturize. Okay, so this is the last and final tip. I believe this is tip 6, and this is like my most sensitive tip for me personally, because I love a hot shower. But when you're washing your hair, you want to avoid washing it with hot water. You want the water to be cold, like actually cold, not warm, cold. Cold water helps retain the red gingery color, and when you use hot or warm waters, you're more prone to experiencing more color bleeding, like the color itself leaving your hair. Whenever you wash hair in general, you're going to experience some color loss, because this isn't a natural hair color that your strands will naturally hold on to. Like the color falls out of your hair strands really easily. But with cold water, it helps keep the cuticles closed and helps the hair hold on to the color for longer, versus when you have hot water, it opens the cuticles, and then you're prone to losing so much more color than if you use cold water. So I personally just have started doing a lot of washing like away from the shower head. Like I will wet my hair, then turn the water back onto hot, and then wash my hair away from the head of the shower. And when I go back to like rinse my hair and stuff, I'll turn the water on cold. But you really want to use cold water. You don't want to use hot water. On top of keeping the color, you also want to try to keep it as moisturized as possible, and the cold water really helps your hair retain moisture. So yeah, so those are the tips that first came to my mind. Those are some things that I wish I had known before dyeing my hair. I hope I've helped you guys in any way, shape, or form. If you guys are dyeing your hair, let me know. I've heard from a few of you that you've dyed your hair and it's come out really well. If you have any questions I didn't answer in this video, or any concerns, comment down below. Let me know. Ask me, ask away. I'll respond to you. I respond to pretty much all of my comments. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Talk to me nice.